someone told me that I probably don't want kids because I want to stay pretty and fit. Are you saying all moms get ugly and fat? That's pretty fucked up.
People don't talk about how hard it is to not have kids because the only thing I can do is anything I want all the time.
When it comes to having kids nowadays, nobody wants the responsibility. Either you got the other parent that don't want to be the parent and think that you're supposed to just do everything, knowing that it takes two to freaking tango. And then you got the grandparents out here that don't want to be grandparents or feel like they pick and choose to be grandparents to certain grandkids. When I tell you the people will never understand that it takes a village to raise kids, it takes a freaking village to raise kids. Like, nobody should be out here having to just do all the freaking work. When I tell you that so many, like, of the other parents and the grandparents are fucking selfish, those people are super selfish. All they think about is their self. They think that they supposed to be walking out here just living life carefree and just doing what the fuck they want to do. And it does not work like that. But it's all good until they asses get older and need those same kids all over again. Like, nowadays, when you have kids, you got to have kids because you want to have kids. And make sure that you are financially stable. Because one thing that I will understand the fucking most, like now, like my mama, she may not have sat down and told me certain shit, but she always said that a baby do not change nobody's life but that woman. And that was probably one of the realest things that she ever fucking said. Like, when I tell you, you gotta have kids because you want them, not because somebody else wants them. It takes a whole support system and having kids nowadays. But nobody wants the responsibilities because everybody wants to be out here and be fucking free. Either they want to run the streets or they still want to walk around like they 10, 15 years old. And it does not work like that. Like, period.
I don't understand how anybody could not want children. Younger people today will just never understand that true love, and it really is so sad. Oh my gosh, do you have any idea how awful it was to raise you? Being a parent is literally the worst thing that ever happened to me. I lost all my freedom, all my friends, all my money. You guys have no idea how difficult it was being your parent. I'm gonna go take my birth control.
The number one reason why I'm not having kids is because I love to change my mind. I never start a project where I don't have the ability to be like, you know what, this fucking blows. I'm gonna do something else. Having children is one of the few things in life where you cannot go back without obvious, serious ethical implications. So when people say, are you sure? What if you change your mind? I counter with, what if you change your mind, dog? You are in way deeper shit than I am.
As a mother of one, I am constantly reminded of why I do not want any more children. And sadly, it usually comes from the child that I already have. So let me tell you guys what the fuck happened last night, because they don't put this shit in the what to expect. So if you don't have children, this will be another reason for you to sustain. And if you do have kids, you're gonna know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. So yesterday I was switching from my work bag to my regular bag, and I had like some M&Ms and some other candies in there, and I switched the bags. I go on about my day, I don't think anything of it. So later that night, after I've cooked dinner and I've sat down, I'm like, damn, I had some candy earlier, like I wonder where I put it. So I go looking everywhere where my bags were, and of course the candy's not there. So I'm like, let me ask my fucking son. It's only funny because it's not. So I asked my son, and of course his first thought is to lie. He's like, no. I'm like, I don't really care. Just tell me if you ate my candy. He's like, yeah, I didn't know if you wanted it anymore. Nigga. Now, as a good mommy, I can't flash out and choke this fucking kid for eating my candy, right? It's just candy. But in here, the rage. that I felt about this little motherfucker going to touch my shit. Like, what the fuck do you mean? You didn't know if I wanted it anymore. Did you even ask, nigga? But like when you have kids, you have to share everything. Like you have to be prepared to share everything. It don't even matter if they don't even eat the shit. Like your kid can hate it, but they'll see you with it and like they want some. And I'm hella selfish. I didn't grow up with no siblings. I've never had to share. It's always been me, mine, everything. So when I tell y'all that anytime some shit like what happened last night happens, because it happens so fucking often, first thing in my mind, I'd be like, I'm not having any more motherfucking kids.
And before I say what I'm going to say, let me just say I had my first child at 18, got pregnant at 17, and was a single mother. I was on the bus with a car seat in one hand and a diaper bag on the other shoulder, coming home from a 12-hour shift at a warehouse. With that being said, I think a lot of women find motherhood to be so tiring, draining, and unfulfilling because not only because of who they chose to have the children with, but the reason why they chose to have the children. See, a lot of women chose to have those children for that man, as a show of love to that man, as a show of dedication to that man, because they thought they was going to have this happy family with this man. A lot of these women had these children to make themselves feel better too, because they needed love and God sent the child to love them. No, you need to learn to love yourself. That's not that baby's responsibility. And then when that child doesn't fulfill you in the ways that you thought, or you're left with the sole responsibility of raising them, and the perfect picture that you painted in your delusional head doesn't come to fruition, you get upset. You complain that there's not a village. You get angry. You get overwhelmed. You're stressed. But the reality is, a lot of women never wanted their kids, like genuinely wanted them. You might like them. You might even care for them, but you did not want them. I see my children as a blessing, not a responsibility. I genuinely love motherhood. I genuinely love my children unconditionally. When I went through my pregnancies, with the mindset of I wanted that child to be born. And yes, being a parent is hard, but what in life isn't hard? Having pets is just as hard as having a child. One can talk back and the other can't. That's it. And I'm not bashing anyone when I say this, but when I was 17 and my first daughter's father told me to get an abortion and he didn't want to be the father, and I made up in my mind that I was going to keep that child, I never asked him for shit. I never bashed him online. I never even brought him up. I went down to social services. I paid for daycare. I went to night school so I could get my diploma faster. I was working multiple jobs. I didn't have any help, but I didn't mind doing that because I genuinely love my child and I wanted her.
Men raging and throwing a tantrum because we don't want kids is so funny because they'll always say things like, you're so selfish. Don't you want to continue on this generation? If you don't have kids, this generation is going to end and all of humanity is going to end. And it's like, okay, and like if you want me to have kids so bad, if I provide that much value to the entirety of humanity, why don't I have the same rights that you have? In fact, why don't I have more rights than you have? Because if I control life, then why do you get more rights than me? Shouldn't it be the other way around? And also, what makes you think that I would want to go through pregnancy, post-pregnancy, not being able to leave the house without the husband texting, when are you coming home, every 5 minutes, because the husband can't even take care of his own kids, and leaving the entire mental load and emotional, mental, physical labor on the wife, and having the wife pick up the majority of the invisible labor without ever acknowledging that she picks up the entirety of the invisible labor. And with the economy nowadays, the women have to work too. So now she's not just working at work, she has to come home and work too. So our job is now 24 hours. Why would we want that? I really think that guys should be like, oh, how can I be a better man so that the person I end up with would want to have kids with me, rather than throwing a tantrum that women don't want to have kids and it's so selfish.
Imagine coming home from like a stressful day of work and there's someone in your fucking house who's like asking you questions like, what are we eating for dinner? Shut the fuck up.
shaming people that don't have kids. We don't have any because we don't want any. It's always, well, when you gonna have kids? Let me tell you something, baby. If I had kids right now, I never would have made it. I never would have made it with them kids. I would have lost it all. I would have lost it all. Like, what the fuck? I don't want no kids. That's why I don't have any. Stop asking me. No, it's not getting too late. I'm in my 20s. I'm young and hurt. I'm living check to check, baby. I'm trying to figure my life out. Please stop asking me when I'm having kids. I don't want any. Y'all have enough for all of us. And y'all need to be grateful that I have that level of discernment to where I know that having kids is too much of a permanent decision. Y'all be having them and y'all just be like, oh, I have baby fever, so I want a baby. Or yeah, I like this nigga right now, so let me have a baby. Like, that's just so dumb. Like, I don't know. And I'm not judging, but it's just like, the way I am and the way my life is going right now, I don't need no damn kids. I'm just fine with how I'm living. I don't need another expense. I don't need another bill. I'm good.